Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Thy kingdom come is the line that's in both Matthew and Luke. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven is only in Matthew. I'm pretty sure, well, I shouldn't say that. I'm pretty hopeful that these two verses, come from Jesus' appropriation of Ezekiel 34. I think Ezekiel 34 was motivating Jesus because I see reflexes of it in a lot of the later descriptions of Jesus' ministry. Again, we don't have much that's really authentically Jesus' himself. So I want to look at the whole text, although I might edit a bit for time. Thus says the Lord, look, I myself will search for my sheep and examine them. That's a very unfortunate translation. But I think it gets it. I mean, he wants to count the hairs on their head, right? As a shepherd examines his flock while he himself is among his scattered sheep, so I will examine my sheep. I will deliver them from every place where they were scattered on the day of dark clouds. I will lead them out from the peoples and gather them from the lands. This is God restoring his nation, restoring his flock. If that doesn't describe that doesn't describe Matthew's understanding of Jesus' image and Luke's understanding of Jesus' ministry, I don't know what does. There they will lie down in good grazing land, in rich pastures. They will be pastured on the mountain of Israel. I myself will pasture my sheep. I will give them rest. The lost I will search out. The strays I will bring back. The injured I will bind up, and the sick I will heal. That the sheep, the real sheep, the sheep that he needs to gather back together are the scattered, lost, poor, suffering, the ones who need to be bound up and searched out and healed. So now we get to this understanding of kingdom. I will appoint one shepherd over them to pasture them, my servant David. So when I said before that it might actually be noteworthy that Yahweh is the father of the son of David, I look to this and I think, well, I wonder if Jesus wasn't inspired by this line. I wonder if Jesus didn't in some way appropriate this as a way of thinking of his own ministry. I don't know. Again, only working with primary sources so far. But to me, it's a noteworthy connection that I want to continue to pursue. That this ends with, they shall dwell securely with no one to frighten them, I think describes the kind of kingdom Jesus was hoping for. I think his inspiration for what he talks about when he talks about the kingdom. Jesus is longing for his Father's return. Well, longing for the divine return. How Jesus understood his own relationship to the Father is something I'll leave to the systematic theologians, the patristic authors. But he's longing for the divine return. But he sees himself as this David character who is going to pasture them, who is going to be the good shepherd, to retrieve the lost. I think this also accounts for his healing ministry and the importance of his healing ministry in his own work. I think it also gives us some insights into why writers, especially of apocalyptic literature in the New Testament, talk about the new heavens and the new earth and scenes of judgment. All of this is there in Ezekiel 34. This is a passage, I think, that strongly motivated writers of New Testament work. And I think it's probably lying behind much of what Jesus is talking about when he talks about the kingdom. I think he's describing the kingdom as it's described here.